When Mother Nature strikes, fear, panic, and worry are the normal emotions experienced by most victims. However, when tornadoes hit Alabama this past spring, Farmers Insurance agents made sure that peace, optimism, and certainty of a brighter tomorrow were the only emotions their insurers experienced.
A tornado plowed through the city of Tuscaloosa. It is now churning through the city of Tuscaloosa. My God, look at that when it comes to a tornado. Hang in there, we're going to get through this. I promise you, we're going to get you through it.
We was upstairs watching TV, watching the weather, and when the first one went through Coleman, and I decided I better go get me a weather radio. When I got back home, then the second one was coming through Tuscaloosa.
It's hard to talk about, because we lost everything that we had, including both of our cars and most all of our belongings.
It was the most amazing thing you can't even imagine,
People were just walking around trying to find family members, and they were bleeding, and they were, there was no lights, there was gas leaks, there was water leaks. It was something like you would see out of a movie, except, you couldn't get away from it.
The storm came through probably 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock that evening, and I met the CAT bus in Tuscaloosa at 9:30 that following morning.
Yeah, I was calling the CAT team looking for help. I was calling my supervisors in those 3 states I handled, looking to see who could travel and what kind of support I could have to handle this stuff.
And then we were on the scene that next morning very early, and to compare and contrast between what you saw on the television and then what you actually saw on the ground was just amazing, devastating, all in the same thing. It was very hard to kind of figure out what was going on at that time.
We actually got in ourselves, me and a couple of more agents here. We got out and went out and found our insureds to make sure they were okay. Because we hadn't have any electricity, we didn't have any communication, the cell phones wouldn't work. And so we actually just went out with our addresses we had and went out and tried to locate our insureds to make sure they were okay.
We started visiting the neighborhood, and we found one that is about 2 miles west in Athens, and it was a total loss, and it was one of my Hispanic clients. And then I had to try to find him, and then when I found him, I said, "Why were you not talking to me yet?" I said, "I didn't have a way, and I didn't know how to explain it," so then we had to start from there, but he was so pleased that we initiated the contact.
One of my clients in particular, we had a long discussion about making sure she had everything she needed, insuring to value, and she wound up placing her whole account with me, her home, her auto, and her life. And the next day after that storm, she called me, and she was so appreciative. I went out to meet her, and she just really hugged me and was so excited about it because she had been given a check for additional living expenses, and for her contents and for her car, all in the same day. And so she was going up and down the street singing the praises of Farmers Insurance, and she told me I was her rock hero.
When I received the shepherd's call and found out about the devastation that they had gone through, naturally I wanted to make sure that everybody was doing what needed to be done to get them taken care of.
One of my clients, and there are a number of clients who were affected recently by the storm that came through our area in April. Among those clients is a client by the name of Mr. Winston Nixon. Mr. Nixon lived in my community. I live in Pleasant Grove as well, that was devastated by the storm in April. His property was devastated as a result of that storm. However, he and his family were safe, and that's number one. We were most of all concerned about their livelihood and their well-being. And when we learned he was okay, Farmers went to work.
Within 3 hours, I had all of my claim numbers. And to me, that was a remarkable job. And from there, the whole Farmers Insurance Company seemed to take the ball and run with it, because the adjusters were right behind me calling Ray. I mean, they were on constantly calling me all of the time, letting me know that they're there and what do I need.
They come out and did all the adjusting and everything, and He told me, said, we'll be getting back with you real soon. And really it was sooner than I thought. But the CEO come out and met with us and told us, said, now, we're gonna put your house back just like it was. We're gonna put you back in your house. And he told us, said, now, if you have any problem, you call me. I haven't had to call him, so that's good.
We had our CEO, Mr. Bob Woodster, here, and I had a chance to travel with him. We visited 2 customers of ours in Birmingham. And again, their houses were completely leveled at that time. We were able to hand them a check to rebuild their entire house, get living expenses, etc., all started.
I don't know any other company who had their CEO here in our community helping us help others get back on their feet.
What we did and how we did it, I mean, I was truly proud of the hard work that we did and how we got to help. It didn't matter who you were with, the community that you're in, everybody rallied and worked together to help make and deliver on our promise to helping restore lives. Everybody just helped each other out. So that made me proud to be part of Farmers, and I was really proud of our agents and district managers on how they dropped everything to make this happen.
Between the district managers, the state personnel, all the way up to corporate from LA, we knew that the back end was here. They were here. What do you need? They were in constant contact with me and all the other agents.
When the tornadoes came, I called every single one of my clients from my basement trying to reach them afterwards and went out to my site. Farmers supported us wholeheartedly. One of the areas that was hit was Pleasant Grove, Alabama, and I actually called my state office on their cell phones because we had no service and told them where we needed to go, where we needed to set up, and we were the very first to touch ground there.
When your district manager's husband meets you on Thursday morning because we have no gas, they meet you and bring you gallons of 5-gallon cans of gas for you to take to your customer because his wife is on life support and there is no electricity and she will die without it. It's the group of people that Farmers is.
When you're on the scene and they know that you're there, they know that you're there trying to help and to get them back to where they need to be, that's where it all starts. Just the littlest things, the littlest gestures make all the difference in the world.
The big thing was finding a company that I knew would back me up. That when I did come and tell them that this was going to be okay, that Farmers said that they would be there. And we proved it on April the 27th when Farmers in Force was here on the 28th.
I had a client who could not get out of their home, so I drove to the other side of where the trees were, walked her out, took her to our crisis vehicle. Farmers put her in a hotel, gave her a $1,000 gift card so she could take care of her family, and I mean, just rolled the red carpet out.
All of my customers were in hotels or in either in an apartment or, we had them placed somewhere by that weekend. And that was something that I was very proud, to work with Farmers and the groups that we had in place that allowed us to block those rooms out and to get those people where they needed to be.
I had a client to call me, Miss Doss, and she mentioned to me that she'd had a devastation at her home and that she needed someone to come help her. That same day, which was the day after, the morning after, we were able to get out there to see her, and she and her husband were very elated of the fact that we were even able to get out there when some of the contractors, some of the rescue people were not even able to get out there, and she was very excited about that, and that was very right for me. Just to know our company was standing behind me, and they supported her. They got her the support that she needed, and her home has been restored.
We repaired this house here. This Mr. Richards, he lived here for 48 years, and he actually lost everything. But they're doing better. They had a really tough time to start with. They, because they had been here so long, and they really would rather be in their older house. But when it's all over with, I think they'll like the new one as well.
We have the best agents in the business, not only here in Alabama, but across the country.
Honestly, I did not really become an agent until April the 27th. Anybody can push papers, anybody can take money, but it's somebody that actually cares that will be out there the next morning or that day helping people.
I saw firsthand the value of a farmer's insurance agent and the value of a farmer's policy. This year, I've never been prouder to work for Farmers.
As an insurance agent and even as an insurance company, what we're delivering is a promise. We are promising to our clients that if they trust us with their business, that when tragedy comes and the unexpected comes, we're going to be there for them. And we're going to help them reestablish their life and help them get back on their feet. And that's what insurance is. It's a promise. And I can gladly say that Farmers has done over and above the call of duty to help people get back on their feet. And we deliver on all of our promises.
And when you decide that you're going to be an insurance agent, it needs to be more than just somebody paying you money and then you thank them and that's it. You know, I promise these customers of mine, all of them, that if they need us, we're going to be there for them.
No matter who, what, where, and when, we're able to deliver on that promise. And that's the biggest value proposition of our agents, being there. They could pick up a phone, the customer, and call their agent, and they will be there at the drop of a hat.
We were there fast. We were writing checks and we're putting them in hotels, and it was more than just a job then. And it really meant something to those people. It meant something to me because I could back up what I had told them that I was selling to them.
Like, we were able to save so many people and bring them food and water and the things that they needed. And now as we walk around, people say all the time when they see Farmers, they'll say, you know, Farmers was the only one we saw out there.
You know, you hear over and over people approaching you and saying, you know, what a fantastic job Farmers did. And I think Farmers just really gets it, that, you know, that's where you put your money where your mouth is. And, you know, it's in you know, the way they mobilized everything. That's really where they show that you know, they're going to do what they say they're going to do.
Had it not been for Farmers reacting the way that they did, I don't think we could have managed.
And when something like this happens, that's when you step up to the plate, so to speak, and you do what you've promised.